but never fall. The show goes on, we give it all. Raise the roof, shout aloud. Through darkness, we face the crowd. Broken strings, fading glow. The show must go on, we know. Sweat and tears behind the scenes, dreams collide. We paint the stage with every scar. Each misstep makes us who we are. Script is torn, lines blurred, but every voice will still be heard. No rewind, no second take. We build the magic, we won't break. Applause fades, but hearts soar. We'll leave them begging for more. Through every storm, every dawn, the show must go on and on.
Greetings from South Carolina. Welcome to the show today, and we're going to do something a little bit different, guys. Normally, we would talk just mainly about movies or TV or maybe even music. But today, we've got a special guest, and we're going to talk about time travel. We're going to talk about time travel in general, as well as some of the movies associated with it. We got our regular guy, Thrash Pondo. We got Tug over here in the corner. And let me point out something real quick. That this show will win an award for having the best intros on YouTube, because Sarah, the producer down here, has done an incredible job of producing this show and giving us the best intros, the best outros, and helping me with some of the best shorts that in existence. Today, our guest is Dr. Robert T. Wood, better known to the YouTube crowds as Dr. Wood. Dr. Wood here actually worked at the Smithsonian Institute. Bob, what degrees do you hold again?
I have a degree in European history.
Not
But
you.
you were talking to me. You were talking.
Oh, no. You go ahead. You go ahead. You got a degree in European history. That's badass.
Thank
yeah.
you. I just felt like plugging my own horn. You know, in the rehearsal, you said you were going to start with me and then move on to the guest. So and coincidentally, by the way, my real name is Bob. So forgive me for usurping the guest, please, Dr. Wu.
Damn
I was
you.
going to get the introduction out the way and then turn it over to you.
I'll wait with bated
Oh.
breath. We'll come back to me. We'll put a pin in Thrash.
No, I got an advanced degree in archaeology, and so so I worked at Smithsonian Institute when it was called the Institute, and then I worked at Fort Lewis Historical Museum. Then I worked at Museum of Flight, amongst areas of places I had to go intern, which was a lot of work. Yeah, there's that one. There's my education. That's it.
We're going to let Thrash.
That's-
We're going to let Thrash welcome our chat in, and then we'll get started.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to redeem myself. I'll just say Gary Carpenter is back. Hey, Gary. Kevin from the Intimate Headquarters is here. I see Sema Rockstar Mad is in the comments. Welcome to the chat, Rockstar Mod Sama. Let's see who else we got going on. My computer just froze, but Emily Miller, always good to have you with us, Miss Miller.
Because Emily, that's true.
Christopher Wilkinson is here. Good to see you, Chris. UFO Man is here. Good to see you as well. By the way, welcome to the party.
Hi, Tim.
Mike Silva is here. Hello. Good to see you, Mike. Snark and Sass, of course. Always a pleasure, my lady. And I believe so far that's everyone. I'm just going through really quick to make sure I haven't missed anybody.
You got
If I
Simone
did,
here,
I'll circle back.
Rockstar. He's here.
I opened with him.
Oh, yeah. Well, excuse me. Sorry.
Apology accepted. We're
All
all
right.
stepping on each other's toes tonight.
Yeah, once again, to the millions and millions of people watching around the world, if you don't drop your name in the chat, you can't get a shout out.
That's true.
Yep.
Oh, I'm loaded. Hey guys, ignore me. I'm grinding weed.
Fair enough. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Danny said I can relax, so I'm relaxing. I'm gonna
This isn't that formal.
Show, Dr. Wood.
I grind coffee.
Well, I
that
haven't
doesn't-
had it.
We
I haven't
kinda
had
draw
anything
the
in a
line-
few days.
We kind of draw the line on this show about keeping your pants on, but other than that, we're pretty cool.
Which is why Chance
Oh, I
can't
was
come
gonna
anymore.
I was gonna show my penis. Damn it! I
We're
was so
drawing
excited
lines.
about.
It's a whole different type of substance.
Well, anyway, since this is a Thursday, let's just keep our pants on.
Why?
'Cause it's not Thursday.
I'm not ashamed of my baby Gerber dick. I'm not ashamed of it at all. I always
Oh,
tell women that, they say, "How big are you?" I have a baby Gerber dick, and they're always like, "I'm curious now." I'm like, "No, no, I'm not showing you."
And on that note, we'll start with Tug talking about this. Time travel something, Tug, please.
Oh, time travel. I've heard of time travel.
Oh gosh.
Tell us
Let's
about
see.
your book real quick.
Oh yes, I have a book. I wrote a book called Paradox, which is about time travel on Mars and Europa, a bit of everything. Yeah, I've been fascinated by time travel since I was a kid. The first time I read The Time Machine by H.G. Wells, always loved time travel. When I was growing up, I saw like Terminator 2 really pissed me off. And I'll tell you why. Terminator 2 kind of violated all the rules of the original Terminator. So because of that, and another movie called Millennium, which we don't need to talk about, I developed this pet peeve about time travel, about like how writers tend to write time travel stories, but they never stick to their own rules. You have to have rules for time travel. Like either time is set and you can't change it, or you can change time and this is how it works. You have like alternate realities or whatever. I don't care what rules you have, but you have to stick to them. And too many time travel stories never stick to them. And that always bugs me. So that's why I wrote this book, because I wanted to write a coherent narrative where the rules are set and they don't change. And it's also time is set and can't change. There is no paradox. That's kind of the irony of the title.
No paradox yet.
Yeah. I was reading about Kip Thorne, the theoretical physicist, good friends with Stephen Hawking. He came up with the theory, which he called the pool ball theory of time travel, where like if you shoot a pool ball into the corner pocket and the corner pocket is a wormhole that goes back in time and comes out the other side and is going to actually like collide with itself in order to stop it from going in and causing a paradox, the time travel would work out in such a way that the pool ball would still have to go in there. Like something would happen to change the trajectory of the pool ball in order for it to satisfy the same thing. And paradox wouldn't happen. Causality would be maintained. And that always got me thinking, like the grandfather paradox. If you go back in time to try to kill your grandfather, your gun is going to jam or something. There's always going to be something that's going to stop you from changing the past. And that's what I wanted to write a book about, because I wanted to see how that would play out in a conventional story. Like
well, unless it's not your past, because once you go back in time, you're not actually going back in your own time. You're literally jumping off into a new fucking tangent universe. So basically, you can live either way. It don't matter. So you can go back and bang your grandma. It don't matter, because that ain't your universe anyway. You can go shoot your grandpa. You can go do whatever the hell. You can set fire to anything you want because it's not your universe. It's a tangent universe. So whenever you go back, nothing ever actually happened. You're like, did you go back and kill your grandfather? Not according to our history. Shit, I must have killed my grandfather in another tangent universe. I mean, there is no rules to time travel, because once you go off into that tangent universe, you're leaving your own timeline, because the laws don't allow you to go back on your own. We can't go back in time. We can't go back to our own time. Can't do that. You can break off to a tangent universe. You can do whatever the hell you want. Shit, I'm in a tangent universe now. Fucking monocle guy lost his monocle.
I feel like I'm in one
He
right now.
ain't got no monocle, man. The freaking that monkey lost his tail. Australia moved way the hell up into the guts of Indonesia. I used to be a helmsman, man. I know that ain't like that. So we're in a tangent universe, so we can break all the rules we want now. Shit.
But you'll never actually be able to get back to your original point in time, correct?
You can go back, but once you go back to your time, it kind of sucks. So whatever you accomplished in this time, like if you go to a tangent universe and you become like Mr. freaking soap guy, like all the women are like rubbing you down, like there's a beauty contest and your job is to rub them down with like oils and stuff. Like you're the king oil, whatever guy as a king, dude. But when you go back to your universe, yours go back to being that same old nerd. Like, oh, it sucks.
Hey,
My
wait a
universe,
minute.
I sucked. I sucked in my universe.
That's not the way it worked. That's not the way it worked in Back to the Future.
There's some inconsistencies in the Back to the Future.
Yeah,
franchise.
Back to the Future also kind of pisses me off.
Well, yeah, they
As
broke
much
off
as I
into
love
a
those
tangent.
movies, it's messed up.
Well, I don't know
They
that
did
that fax machine thing was always questionable at best. I was like, no, we're not going to have all that, and look, we don't.
I mean, if it's a tangent universe, you can go back and do whatever the hell you want. It ain't yours anyway. You could destroy the shit out of it. Like you can go back. See, I'm going back in time and setting off a nuclear bomb. You can't do that. You destroy our universe. No, we can't go back in our own time. We'll just go to a tangent universe where it's next to ours and blow shit up. Because it don't matter. When you come back, nothing ever happened.
Okay, Dr. Will, you're starting to sound like an Area 51 caller on the Art Bell show.
Upon your camera just shut off. Okay, he crashed.
Oh,
He crashed. He'll be back.
He crashed.
No,
in
I'm
this
sorry.
timeline.
No, it's not your fault.
I interrupted. Go ahead. And I'm just playing around. You wrote a book.
I did.
I write like sticky. I write sticky notes. That's it. Half of those get thrown in the trash.
Well, you get enough of them together, you can make a book. It won't be very easy to read and won't make a lot of sense, but you know.
And there you go.
This is a tape bong. This fucker's indestructible.
Jesus.
I figured we'd start this show at the exact time he usually starts his show, because I know after our show will be gone off by the time he gets over the edge. Woo.
Oh yeah. Oh.
At least I hope so.
Well, it's not even 4:20 where he is yet. He's got 5 minutes.
Oh shit! I broke my own law. I broke laws of the universe.
Sponsored
Speaking
by-
of
I broke my own
Universe
damn
will be
law.
fine. Yes.
Speaking of laws of the universe, there's a story. There's a story before we get into things too deep that Dr. Wu has to tell you. He has to tell you what happened in Gettysburg. And I'm going to sit back and cut my mic off. Dr. Wu, tell the Gettysburg story we talked about yesterday.
Well, I took Eric to Gettysburg. He had a good time. I worked at Smithsonian. And so I said, Eric, we got to go to Gettysburg. And Eric's like, what? We got to go to Gettysburg this weekend. We got to be there. So anyway, we went to Gettysburg, and I'm going to tell it from Eric's side. He's not here. So we're driving to Gettysburg. And my real goal, I'm not going to lie to you. This is the honest to God truth. I swear to God on my fucking life, may my children die of some horrible fucking flame and diseases, whatever. The real reason why I want to go to Gettysburg is because there was a cafe that you could still smoke in, which is very rare. And I'm like, there's a cafe you could smoke in around Gettysburg? Like you could still have a cigarette in the cafe. And I'm like, I haven't seen that since the 80s, man. Like early 90s.
Vegas for that, yeah.
God, right? So we found the
Arizona.
cafe. But anyway, we went there. We hit the cafe. I had a cigarette there. Eric was having a great time. So we get down to Gettysburg. And of course, like Eric will describe, I wish Eric was here to describe it because I have a different reason why I know everything. So it got real foggy, whatever's, and then we pull up, and then there's this big archway, whatever's, and you can see lots of smoke. And Eric's like, you can smell them, doing their reenactment smoke and everything. I'm like, yeah, you sure can. And so we go to make a turn, and there's the tents or everything's all set up and stuff, and having a great time. And we get out of the vehicle, and I told Eric, whatever happens, man, just be cool. Just be cool, man. Just be cool. And so we go in there, and the first thing we meet is some lady coming out of a tent, a nice, I call a healthy woman, a nice, big, nice, healthy woman with with her big old bib, her dress and the big old, she clearly tells she's been working some fucking food because she's covered in all kinds of stuff. And she comes up and she says, "Oh, did you guys you guys bring now to me, Eric's different. To me, she asked, did you guys bring the potatoes? And I said, oh, I didn't think to bring any potatoes. Got some stuff in the vehicle. I can, but they don't know what that is. Anyway. So Eric's like, she's asking for bread. I said, no, she's asking for potatoes. And Eric's like, we got some bread. Well, then give them some bread. Eric's like, well, we got to bring them anything. What is a fucking reenactment? What are you going to go along with this? So I said, don't worry about it. She's like, don't worry about it. You can help peel potatoes or do whatever's got. But anyway, it was a surgeon. It was a surgeon's camp. So it was a medical camp, like a MASH unit. It was all medical. Right. And so what was interesting was you had both South and North working together in the medical camps. And a lot of these Southern surgeons were kidnapped, like literally, like we're talking like kidnapped, like groups went down there to steal surgeons out of the South to bring them back up to the North. Because Northern surgeons were stupid. And when I say stupid, they're dumb. They have no sense of anything. But the Southern surgeons knew about the basics, like boiling horsehair. You take horse mane, and you cut it and you boil it in water for a long time, and it makes perfect thread. It's organic. Right. So you could stitch wounds and all that wonderful stuff, and there's less. And anyway, and also the Southern surgeons knew about using honey, so they would stitch a wound. And then they also knew about moonshine. Obviously, they made their own stuff. They knew how to pour it on open wounds after they remove all the debris. Use horsehair to stitch, and then put honey down for a disinfectant. So anyway, they couldn't figure out why the Southern soldiers are not having their legs chopped off, or having amputees and having all these problems and sicknesses and stuff. So they had to go kidnap Southern surgeons there. So anyway, we were there, and we just walked around the camp, and Eric was more interested in the firearms because we were raised with them. And so that, that's Gettysburg. We walked around Gettysburg. And then afterwards, Eric's like, dude, was that actually really Gettysburg? I'm like, kind of, yeah. That was the real Gettysburg. So anyway, long story short, time traveled, but that's fine. That happens. So we went to Gettysburg, and Eric got to run around and see it for a little bit. I had to go look for him though, because he went running off. But that wasn't. I said, don't go outside because nobody's shooting this area. That's why I wanted to go there. Nobody shoots at the medical area. Nobody. Right. So stay within the lines of the medicine area. Both North and South are chilling out, eating fucking hardtack. So don't be running around eating potatoes and whatever deer or whatever dead horse they got on the field they cut up and put in the fucking pot. So don't go too far. Okay. But that's Gettysburg in a nutshell. Eric has his own weird, longer story about
Dr. Wood. They don't know the story you just finished real quickly. Finish the part where there was no reenactment.
Yeah, I got it.
I was gonna say I extrapolated that.
Yeah,
I'm waiting with bated breath to have him tell us how this was accomplished.
Well, there was no reenactment. I just knew about it. I just knew where to go. I remember I worked at Smithsonian, and I worked down. Okay, so it's hard to fucking go in detail because nobody really knows the context. Smithsonian, what you see on the top side is not, it's the Smithsonian for the public.
Right.
You catch elevators that goes way the fuck down. And underneath the Smithsonian, when you go, it depends on what level you go down, there's a massive city down there. So there's huge rooms like the size of football fields in there that have that have artifacts of antiquity. You preserve them. That's what the Smithsonian preserves. Yes. That's what they do. That's it. That's their sole purpose. So everybody on the top of the Smithsonian part, where all the doctors and all the other people are, they're doing shows for people. They're doing the science and do whatever. But down below, they're also doing a different type of science, which is like, for example, I worked in the fish room. And the fish room was, the vertebrates. It's huge, like football field where the fish, and not just fish, but anything that's in the ocean. Smithsonian gets everything. When I say anything, they go after everything. They're trying to get everything on the planet. So in the fish room, my job was to put alcohol in the containers. You have them on the shelves, and you have I'm gonna use an example. You have a goldfish. You have a jar, it's got a goldfish in it, and it's floating there. You're like, oh, look at the goldfish. Well, what's inside of it is a ratio between water and alcohol, pure alcohol. So as the water runs out, if there's more alcohol, the fish will start to break down and deteriorate. That's bad. Right. So I had to go through and check each one of the jars with this little bobber. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. You guys have some sense. You know, the little bobber for alcohol to water ratio. Sure. So I check them, and if they start to sink a little bit, you know, whatever, they need some more alcohol. So I have this big old huge, I have this big huge drum with a, and you fill up the jars with the alcohol, and then you put the little bobbity in there and say, okay, you hit the mark, write it off on my thing. Okay, next jar. And it just go on. This can go on for years. I mean, there's so much shit down there. But that's just an example. Oh, go ahead.
He does that. His camera freezes for whatever reason, so he like leaves and then comes back in.
Yeah, he was looking like he was paying attention the whole time. You know, he wasn't.
Well, he probably doesn't have enough memory in his computer. He's going to have to check. You need to get more memory in his computer. But yeah, so that's one of the rooms, and there's several other specific rooms for the vertebrate department. There's all different sections of Smithsonian, depends on what you want to go to. So anyway, I had information about a certain time, certain place to be at with my canteen watch, and to hit that spot, and I could go show Eric Gettysburg, the real Gettysburg.
That's pretty cool.
You know where to go. If you know where to go, and
welcome back, Pons.
But you got, I mean, that is a nutshell version of kind of what I also ran a CO2 tent. I had to run CO2 tents outside in Sootland, Maryland. It's outside of Maryland where I ran. Like, you bring these artifacts in. I had this big old tent I had to set up, and you pump in CO2 gas, and it kills any microbial thing on the artifact. There's absolutely nothing alive on it at all that will break it down. So from there, you move it into another section that is completely 1000% climate controlled. Like with the whole, I mean, fancies of fancies, man. You wheel it in there, and you got the whole suit on and shit. So when you're in there, you're putting, I mean, I've seen everything. It's kind of like, I joke with Danny about it. It's like you talk about Indiana Jones, where they take that
the big warehouse, yeah,
to the where, yeah, it's like that. It's like that, but not dirty and dusty and nasty and fucking wind outside in the middle of nowhere. No, it's controlled. Yeah. It's super sterile. It's like super sterile. I mean, I worked on a whole section of which made my day, got me on a bucket list. I took it off the bucket list, which is all the large animals for a particular president that liked to shoot large animals.
Ah, yes, Roosevelt.
Yeah, his entire collection was in there. And man, he had some big ass beasts, man. It's like, damn.
You're talking about the Smithsonian, so tell people what they really want to know. How many hidden giant bones did you actually see?
You mean the giants?
Yeah.
You'll be the hominids, the larger than normal hominids. There's a lot in there. There's a lot in there. The most of the ones I pick up usually have a hole in its head, the skull, big old fucking skull with holes, because they take samples of all the bones. So a lot of the bones are being used for sampling. They sample them. And what they found out is that they're old. They're very, very old. And the older you get, the more calcium you have on the outside of your bones. And what they have is unique is that they have a large brow, which protrudes pretty far out. And that's an indicator of age. So that means that's age. So if a human lived past 100 and lived past 200 and kept going for the fucking run, you'll have a large frontal brow because it'll keep growing. Parts of your body will keep growing if you don't die. And according to the isotopes and all the different stuff within the bones, they had a high oxygen content, very high oxygen. So having so much oxygen, they got larger. No different than any other animal that has large oxygen, like the dinosaurs.
Yeah, gigantism.
Yeah. It's from high oxygen. So it's not that they're just big ass giants. So like, oh, that's an anomaly. They're big giants. No, they were in an environment that was suited for them, which was high oxygen. So they were normal size to them, depending on the oxygen levels they had. It's normal. But yeah, they have them in there. They got them down below. They got a lot of things down below. There's a whole lot of things down below.
My mom bingo.
So for the giants is what people's always interested in. Yeah, they're in there. Yeah. I mean, yeah. They're hominids. They're the same as you are. They're just bigger. And they have a different environment.
How big are we talking about?
They run from 6 foot. They'll run from 5 foot, 6 foot. Well, they're not giant then. But no, there's some that are they'll run up to like 15, 16, 18 foot. Depends. Because they're not complete skeletons, you know. You measure based off their foot size and their femurs, and you know they're doing math on their body, their bones. They're running math on their bones.
You got to extrapolate,
yeah. So I mean, you could generally say, well, I don't know, 15, 18. You can't be 100% on the number, but let's just say they're big. They're really big, and they have unique, depending on the. Okay, so the face, for example, has larger jaw bones, and that's not because they're running around being handsome. I don't have nothing to do with it.
After mogging.
Yeah. Well, it's from the muscles. It's from muscles that start from here to their head and run down, and their jaw bones are big because they have a lot of mouth muscle, which means their faces were muscly, which is an indicator by their teeth that they really get down and dirty with the fucking roots and anything hard and stuff, and a lot of harder foods. So these guys really scavenged hard. They ate solid. So they had solid faces, and a lot of people have a myth. There's this myth, and I'll expel it. They talk about they have extra rows of teeth. You guys ever hear about that?
I have heard that before. Yeah,
I haven't heard that. Really?
Yeah, they have extra rows of teeth. Well, so do humans. Did you guys know that?
No. I don't know that.
You do. When do you have double rows of teeth?
Well, you got one on top of the other. You don't have them like next to each other.
When we're children.
Well, there you go. There's your answer. So that's it. Yeah. So it's not that they have double rows of teeth. It's just that when you have the head the size of a human, a modern regular size human, but to them that's an adolescent, that's a child. So having the double rows of teeth, that's just baby teeth. So I've seen them with the there's the double rows of teeth. Nah, man, that's a baby. That's a baby. That is baby teeth. I mean, that's people see those, and they in their mind's eye that's a full size human's head, and they got double rows of teeth. No, that's not a full size human head. As an adult, that's a child. That's a child. That's a child.
It's a 7 foot child.
That's a 7 foot child. Yeah, it's a 7 foot child. Yeah, so that just, I mean, I always tell people, well, they don't have double rows of teeth. Well, yeah, they do. No, they don't.
But Dr. Will, you know, there's been hundreds and hundreds of newspaper articles since the 1800s about giant bones being found all over this country, and they all end the same way. When we called it the Smithsonian, or that been sent to the Smithsonian, and guess what? The Smithsonian always says, "Oh, we can't find them, or they don't exist, or it wasn't real."
Yeah, they don't want
there, and they're in the bottom of the Smithsonian. They're just not letting people see them.
Yeah, because it would fuck everything up. The Americas themselves had a huge culture a long time ago, and these big guys were here. They were here a long time ago, and they just died a long time ago. So that's it. So they just would dig up their stuff, and Smithsonian takes in everything. They have to take in everything.
Did they
gotta
predate the indigenous?
Yeah, well, you see, the problem was
Hominids?
these giants
Oh,
lived alongside the Native Americans, and finally the Native Americans just had to take them out because the giants were using them for Slim Jims.
Yeah. Well, there's no. I always try to dispel that. There's no such thing as a native to anything. Everybody's a nomad traveler. They're out of Asia during the land bridge. They're not native. They were native as in they lived there for a long time, just as much as you and your ancestors lived here for a long time. It ain't their land. They took it from the other ones. They killed the big guys to get the land, and the big guys were killing them back to keep the land, but they ended up dying. So, you know, because
I use the term indigenous out of ethnic sensitivity.
yeah, well, I tend to think of every culture as a damn gypsy. You know, they're just there now. They're there now, but they weren't there originally. Like
We all came from the savannah.
Okay,
well, yeah, well, the Middle East used to be a Caucasoid. They used to be Caucasoid from the north. They used to be Caucasoid from the plains, and then it wasn't until later that our people came in from the south and moved up, and then replaced them with another group, and then they replaced them with another group. And so what you see now is
I'll give you that 20,000 years ago, somebody migrated to the country of the United States. Them were the original settlers. The people I'm referring to,
people?
15 and 1600s that lived here, would be considered Native Americans by that point. They're the indigenous people to this area now. Now, the problem is these indigenous people were at war with other indigenous people who just happened to be 8 foot tall and red hair. If you want an example, I'll bring up the Lovelock Caves, where there's actually a story about the warring tribes going to war with the red-headed giants, backing them into a cave and smoking them to kill them. And they found giant, like 30-inch shoes in this cave. And you can still see the shoes and the giant stuff that they found in the cave when they excavated it in a museum. You can find these pictures online.
well, that's important because they're all reds. They're all reds. They're red, orange. We're talking orange, red hair, super gingers. All of them. They're
Super
recorded all
ginger.
over the. They're super gingers. They're the giants, the big ones. They're ginger. They're all always ginger. The originals were ginger. They carry the ginger gene. So, very, very red. They still have. In fact, all over the world. In fact, even in New Zealand, and New Zealand famously the original inhabitants, but they won't. You know, you have some people say yes. Some people don't say anything because the original inhabitants were redheads, like the Ainu. The Ainu were originally gingers. They were tall, big, huge. They were the giants that kind of got smaller. They were gingers. The original inhabitants running all over the place were the big ones were all the gingers. They're all the originals. But if you go telling everybody that, I'm sorry, the original inhabitants running around according to antiquity were these very large giants, and they were all, guess what? Big ass gingers. You're gonna piss everybody, especially in China. China finds them all the time. They find ginger mummies up and down all over China. They know it. In fact, what's hilarious, archaeologically speaking, when you look at the Great Wall of China, and they're supposed to be defending the China against the infidels or whatever coming in this way, well, then why the hell are the slits, the back, they're opposite? So to shoot an arrow, it's facing the opposite direction on the Great Wall of China. They're like, wait a minute. I thought they were protecting the outsides coming into China. No. Whoever's on the other side of the wall built the wall to keep the Chinese out that way. Chinese didn't build a wall. It's the other direction. Because it don't take a genius to go up. It don't take any one of you guys that shoots a bow and arrow or a gun or whatever and say, well, why is the slits to shoot a bow on the side facing China? And it's not on the other side. You tell me that. So anyway, on that side is where they find all the mummies, big redhead mummies all over. They're all over the planet. So them ginger giants, what they are, the ones at the Smithsonian, are found all over South America, New Zealand, Japan, all over the damn globe. They're all over the place. But you can't go telling people that because then it really causes problems. It fucks up the whole concept of evolution, of migration, of the out of Africa thing. It ruins it all because everything coming out of Africa, everybody's comfortable with it. We used to all be black. No,
it was I think it was in the 1600s that captain was sailing around the tip of South America and spotted the giants on the beach. It was in Patagonian giants.
Yeah.
And it was a big story. They actually put that on the maps back in the day.
That's well recorded. Well recorded. Yeah.
They even said they captured it. They said it was one of these giants had two heads, and they captured it, put it on a boat, and was taking it back to, I believe, Spain.
Yeah.
And it died on the way, and they had to throw it overboard.
Thanks, Tommy Dingo.
Well, it's plausible. In fact, I would believe that. I know how it sounds stupid. Like, what do you mean with two heads? Well, I would believe it because if you've got bottleneck genetics and you're only mixing with your own people and not the locals, and then you're basically you're gonna have all kinds of problems. And you have them now. They exist now. You have famous people, girls with the two heads. And,
yeah, I see them girls on YouTube all the time with them two heads.
Yeah, they're here now. They're alive, walking around now.
So it's probably that'd be a double date.
Yeah, it'd be a double date. It's a menage without any efforts, but that is, but yeah. So they also have the elongated skulls, and the original elongated skulls, guess what? They're gingers. Same kind of people. They came out of Crimea. So the majority of the elongated skulls come out of Crimea. Guess where that is? There's a war going on there.
In Ukraine.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Here's another little interesting what you said, that they had discovered all these underground pyramids in Crimea. They had went down in them and started showing pictures of the mummies dressed in armor and stuff in Crimea. And that's when Russia invaded and shut all that down.
Oh, yeah.
Goes to the archaeological finds and won't let nobody in the country since.
They did what we did.
Real quick, I just want to do a recap for Tony. Tony and whoever just joined us, we're talking about Smithsonian Institute right now. That's what Dr. Wu was talking about.
Well,
there we go.
They did. Russia did what we did. Same shit. So we bum rushed Iraq, and I'll tell you about that. There's an important story about that one. We bum rushed Iraq, and then they bum rushed Crimea, because they're finding the same kind of stuff. And so we know that the stuff was in Iraq, but what most people don't know, and don't just listen to me, go debunk me, and you'll find out that I'm right. The world's most famous museumologist, like we're talking museumologist, is good old Saddam Hussein. He's a museumologist. And what people don't know is they had the state-of-the-art museums in Iraq. State of the art. He was one of the best, and even his stuff is taught in the universities for museumology. All his advancements. Saddam Hussein was a damn curator of a huge museum with all kinds of stuff in Iraq. Well, we wanted it. So he became the enemy. And so who did they kill? A horrible freaking whatever guy. No, they didn't. They killed a damn curator. So he went in there and took it out. Emptied it out. He went to his museums and did an inventory and all right, get that out of here. Get this out of here. That's why we went to Iraq. It's for the oil. Bullshit. You don't need oil.
There is a really interesting story about the Iraqi archaeologists discovering something called the ziggurat, this great big ancient structure in the desert. And when they were excavating it, supposedly in the ruins of this place, they found one of them ancient flying machines called a Vimana. And when the United States found out that they had possession of the Vimana at that archaeological site, that's what started the whole Gulf War, was to go in and confiscate that advanced technology before anybody else.
Well, yeah. Yeah, in Iraq, Saddam was a fucking legit dude. He was bringing in excavation teams from all over the globe, as far as Sweden, America. There was all kinds of archaeologists, anthropologists, I mean, all kinds of scientists there, all over Iraq, because Iraq was one of the cradles of civilization. It has tons, had past tense, tons of artifacts. And so once all that was discovered, the Central Intelligence Agency is like, hey, man, wow, they got some serious shit here, dude. Like, this shit can fuck up the rest of the countries.
Just also to point out this fact that in the 1920s and the early 1930s, 80% of all the archaeologists in Iran and Iraq were from Germany. And then when the World War II broke out, did we notice how much more advanced everything Germany had than the rest of the world?
Germans, when it comes to archaeology, their methodology, they're brilliant, man. They are fucking brilliant. They knew they were there in the Middle East. They were doing what everyone's doing now. It's just no joke. So we went to Iraq years and years later. We're doing it. And then Russia's going into Crimea. They're doing it. And everyone's trying to doing a scavenger hunt for all these ancient artifacts and stuff. But, the Germans, they were doing it they were doing all of this in World War II. That's what they were doing. They were out there excavating. I mean, just like Indiana Jones. Mm-hmm. That's why they put that out there. Famously, the director, that made Indiana Jones and all the rest of them kind of give you the truth, because that was really going on. That was going on everywhere. And they're trying to prove that there was an ancient race. Now they're saying Aryan, but I'm saying ginger giants.
Here's a secret for you. The train you hear and goes train because there's no train nowhere around him.
Right. So there's no train. Oh, you guys heard the train. There's no train.
Yeah, we can hear the train.
I called him out on this one day, and I got his address. So I
there ain't no train around you.
On Google Earth and looked at his house and all around his house.
No train here. It's like 100 long. Ain't no trains here, but it shows up. But yeah, so basically, the whole world was one big hodgepodge hunting for all kinds of artifacts, and they were hunting for all kinds of evidence that you guys want to hear about these ancient giants, ginger giants, and the originals. And so, back in the ancient religions, all the old stuff way back when. And so they knew about it. All the scientists knew about it and their technologies, and they were harnessing their technologies to make what you would call the Daglaka, using those technologies they found around the globe, the Daglaka, from these ancient peoples from way back when. They were getting it all. And so that's why they had a lot of advancements going on based off all the research from the scientists digging all these things up from all over the globe. So World War II is just a big old sham, to get rid of lots of those young men that needed to sow their oats, get rid of them, thin out the population, and also to find all them artifacts.
The German scientists have been to India, and they had discovered these ancient manuscripts that describe how a Vimana works and the engine in a Vimana works. And they had built the bell as a replica of the internal combustion. Well, they spin the mercury to create the drive for these ancient Vimana machines. And the Germans were trying to recreate the system of propulsion for that machine with their bell experiments.
Well, also silica gel. They made a silica gel that's silica. Okay, so when you guys work on your car, like if you guys are mechanical and your bulb goes out in your car, like your bulb goes out in your whatever part of your car, oh man, the bulb's out. You go down to the store and you get this little package of silica and you put it out like a little liquid, you put it all in there, and it makes a better contact. It's a silica gel. And it's the silica gel is used for energy storage and distribution. And so a lot of those old plates, like you're talking about, all them old things, the mercury, but it's a lot of silica gel. So a lot of these larger containers, sarcophaguses, they call it, were filled with this gel, which is a silica gel. And they know it. Smithsonian scientists are like, well, that's traces of silica. That's from the silica gel. So a lot of that technology is really basic stuff that you can get from the earth itself. Like a lot of that stuff you could make without advanced whatever. You could just make it. So you can make your own time machine. Okay. So
Really?
when you get this question, yeah, if you wanted to.
Hold on. I'm frozen again. I'm sorry, Rob. This is an ongoing problem I have. My technology likes to freeze on me at really embarrassing moments. I'll be right.
Oh, no problem.
That little boy's hanging out pretty good though.
But yeah, so any questions about? I just kept rambling on. I'm gonna start drinking heavies now. Any questions? So yeah, ancient technology. It's another thing about like a lot of people don't understand is things are misleading. They tell you differently. Like there's a lot to do with oh God, I'm trying to think how to explain it. Hydraulics. A lot to do with hydraulics. People don't understand that in the way back, we have it now. We have a lot of heavy water pressure under the ground. That's where the water comes from. We have more water underground than we probably have on the ocean surface. And by digging down into that water, into that aquifer or whatever you're going to have, it shoots that water up at a pretty good speed, like Yellowstone, right? Like Yellowstone. But if you put a coupler on it, back in the day, they had a coupler on it, you can compress that down to a really, really, really sharp laser, or you can make a hydraulics. And a lot of these things that they use to pick heavy objects up with, like, well, how do they do it? They must have used spaceships and laser beams. No, actually, they use hydraulics. It's from the earth. It's from the earth itself. They made their own hydraulic. They found evidence of it. I've been all over.
Water under pressure is the most efficient way to store energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's 100% efficient.
It worked real good when they were mining for gold back in the 1850s, 1860s. They pressurized water and used the sides of the canyons.
Yeah, and as a great example of that, here's a question for you guys. Here's a question that a lot of people get it wrong. Some people get it right. Okay, so here's Egypt, right? So Egypt's here. And you got the Nile, right? You got the Nile. Everyone's on the Nile having a great time. It's freaking spring break. Everyone's half dancing, titties hanging out, everything, having a good time. So I always ask people, what direction does the water flow in the Nile? Do you guys know?
South to north.
I believe that is
correct. Does it flow inland or out?
Out.
Yeah.
Towards the delta.
Because of a aquifer, because it comes from the desert. It comes inside the desert out to the Mediterranean. And it's clean water. It's clean. It's clean water from an underground aquifer. It's just one of them. One of them they probably made back in the day that over thousands of years, it wasn't maintained anymore and is left running. Like someone left the sink on and it just kept flowing and making the Nile. But you could find them kind of particular earthen areas where they had one time probably had they tapped it like they did with the Nile, and they used that water pressure. So the Nile itself was probably the original hydraulic system before it became a Nile. It was a hydraulic system where all the water pressure came from to lift large, heavy objects up, because you can lift anything up with hydraulics. That's how we do it now.
That actually makes a lot of sense. Surprisingly.
Yeah. And they're using hydraulics, which is natural underwater aquifers and water pressure.
It kind of goes into what people say about the pyramids being ancient power producing plants because of the water that was under them gets amplified.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing in I always tell people the same thing. If you ever study the pyramids, at any place in any part of the world, what do they all have in common? Every single one of them. They're on top of water. they're on top of water. Everyone, and down in South America, they're on top of water. There's a brook beneath them. There's a flowing set. There's water below them.
Not
Pyramid.
not that it proves the fact or nothing, but when Tesla was doing his electrical experiments, he would shoot voltage into the ground on top of aquifers and water distribution nodes to light up lights 150 yards away, sending the power from underground water streams.
Yeah, he's making plasma balls. They're plasma. That's how they do it. They make plasma balls. You do them above the underwater aquifers or whatever have you is plasma balls. You can electrify it, and you can light up a whole damn area with a damn plasma ball. It's just plasma, and they form above the water. And so he's talking. All his stuff he did was above water. Also, he knew the same technology. So when he did his big old huge, big old tower, it was sitting on top of water. Well, not on water, but below him was flowing water, and the vibrations of flowing water, and all those molecules and blah 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 and particles and stuff from the water below. When it comes to powering up certain things, doing certain things, also you have you do a geo. Anyway, I go up north. I go up to the big old huge tundra we have in the United States, up there next to all the buffalo and whatever's Yellowstone. You could technically tap down into that magma, and you would have enough power to power the entire United States if you tapped it. Like if you tap down into that magma. You don't need nuclear. You could tap the earth itself. Or
isn't Iceland experimenting with stuff like that?
Yeah.
With that sort of like geo energy producing.
Well, actually, you've got to realize that the whole purpose of a nuclear power plant is to get these rods so hot they heat the water and make
it's just steam. Yeah.
It's basically a big steam. Only more dangerous.
And you don't need the nuclear energy if you've got an adequate amount of hot lava to a tube that can do the same thing. It would produce more power than the nuclear because it's unlimited. There'd be no radiation. But the problem with this is, and this is what they keep hitting, that the places they do the lava experiments are just so unstable and can blow at any time that they really endanger everybody to try to do that.
Well, they could do hydrogen. The hydrogen, they were using it a long time ago. Hydrogen. In fact, what people don't know is I'm going to ask you guys another question. Okay. And this is, I'll tell you, you guys are taught a certain way, and then there's a truth, some not truth. Where's the air come? Where's the oxygen come from?
From the plant.
Hydrolysis.
Where's the majority of oxygen come from?
The oceans.
The plants.
Yeah. The oceans.
Forest.
The oceans.
Yeah, hydrolysis from the oceans. Yeah.
They come from the bottom of the ocean. So below the ocean, you have this. You have this plate. It's a metal plate. It's basalt, high iron basalt, and below it basically a metal plate. And below that, you have magma down. But it sends up a certain frequency, which causes an electrical charge at the bottom of the ocean, which electrifies rocks and anything at the bottom of the ocean. The bottom of the ocean with electrified rocks and hot rocks, electrical, breaks down the oxygen out of the water. So the water, it separates the H2O, the hydrogen, 2 parts oxygen, and then you have hydrogen, and you also have oxygen. So you have a lot of the oxygen comes from the ocean floor, from a natural system of natural whatever is it electrical whatever it breaks apart the oxygen, or the water breaks down the H2O, and so the majority of air comes from the ocean floors, and people think it came from the plants, and a lot of it does. I ain't fucking cutting down no trees, I'll tell you that. Screw the ocean, but the majority comes from the ocean. But hydrogen is a fuel that is perfect. They run planes on hydrogen. You can have cars run on hydrogen. You can run everything on water. All you need is a little bit of electrical charge and some copper plates, and you can make your own fuel source. And so back in that day, way back in the past, they discovered that, well, hell, they're just running shit off water. And then whatever's not running off water, they're tapping it and making these plasma balls. And you ever see these particular buildings with the antennas and all that fun stuff and all looking all funny? Well, it's just hitting the ether. It's bringing in them plasma balls. And it's charging everything up. So you can get it from the air. You can get everything from water and heat. You know, a lot of them artifacts were at Smithsonian. I'm like, oh, wow. That's an early century this thing used to make hydrogen thousands of years ago. I go, wow. So they had an actual natural fuel source. They didn't use oil. Oil's horrible. It's horrible. It's like the blood of the planet. You don't even need it. It's poison. But you can use hydrogen for everything. You know, you can use natural oils too from corn and all kinds of things. Now, I like motorcycles. I like cars. I like oil. I like feeling the oil. I like working on cars. I ain't hating oil. You got to have it for now because we ain't got anything in place to fucking replace it. But originally they had all that. That's what they ran everything on back in the early days. Hydraulics, plasma, all these natural shit you could do yourself.
You know, ironically, in the 1880s and 1890s, we were using more electrical energy than we were.
Electric cars, electric trains, electric everything. I think
it was 1890 World Fair. Tesla had a car. It ran on batteries that could go 300 miles on an electrical charge in the 1800s.
Yeah. Or we could tap some plasma. You know, they have like a distance plasmas. It could send, through the air. Like he was doing that through the air. You could pick that up and just drive a lot along. But the problem is nobody makes money off of things that are free. So, you can't give it to them for free. You got to make it hard on people.
Exactly
make them work for a living.
That's exactly what J.P. Morgan said. Piece of crap.
Yikes.
Well, there's the good and the bad. There's the Marxism's failed. You got to have competition. You got to have have people compete, or you'll have ugly children. Because if everybody was equal, everybody women would just pick like nerds. You got to have a guy work for a living so a woman can find an attractive male that's big and cut and works hard and has knowledge about good stuff. Then she has a strong male child or a strong female child.
Good stuff into this conversation.
Well, I'm just saying it's not that they're entirely wrong about not giving people that much information about things they can do to better their lives. But if people have too good of a life, there's no competition. And there's no competition. You have weak children. And weak children make a weak civilization. And then in the future, everyone's going to die off. You could have everyone sitting on their ass.
To be like the Eloi. See, I'm trying to bring it back to time travel.
Yeah. Back to time travel. Yeah, time travel. Yeah.
It's an hour-long show, not about time travel. So let's try.
You wrote the book. I got pissed anyway. You started talking about time travel. Rosenberg Bridge or whatever you want to go into.
Einstein-Rosen Bridge. Yeah, on the quantum level, like time travel is happening all the time. Particles are. I think it was Richard Feynman who said that antimatter is basically positive matter work going backwards through time. So when you see a particle of matter and antimatter collide and they expend energy, what you're actually seeing is a particle going forward in time and then expending energy to go back in time. And it just happens to collide. That was Richard Feynman, and apparently on a quantum level, that's happening all the time. Like particles are coming in and out of existence all the time. That's how you get Hawking radiation at the event horizon of a black hole. One particle goes in, the other particle comes out. It's a particle from nothingness, which seems to contradict the law of conservation of matter, but it really doesn't. And that's how black holes eventually will disintegrate. So yeah, time travel is involved in all of
that. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I know it. Yeah. Well, we got wormholes now. If you just know it, you got to find them. But we got wormholes that pop up all the time. It's just back in 1987. Back in 1987, they made a massive discovery. This is on time travel. I'm not getting off subject.
No, it's fine.
They made massive discovery because we had actually witnessed for the first time with our actual eyes, standing outside without a telescope, a star that blew up. It was a supernova. And so the supernova back in 1987 set off all the alarms from neutrinos. And the neutrinos got here faster than what they didn't understand. Because how the hell did a neutrino go? It would go faster than the speed of light. So they're like, neutrinos go faster than the speed of light because it can't go faster. Nothing goes faster than the speed of light. But they're arguing about neutrinos going faster than the speed of light. But then they discovered some things about particles and neutrinos, for example, that are really insane. And people right now are freaking the fuck out because they can't explain it. They can't. Okay, in life, everything takes a right step. Everything goes clockwise. Everything. Particles, everything circles clockwise. That is the laws of the universe. Everything goes clockwise. So everything has to, which is the laws of the universe. They saw that neutrinos, some of them were going counterclockwise. And they go, that's impossible. Why would they do that? That contradicts everything we have ever known. Something that goes back in time, or something that goes counterclockwise, is something that's from the past. It's going back in time. So any particle you have that goes the reverse way of going right, everyone takes the right step first. Anything goes right. Everything in nature, everything is right-handed. Anything that's left is showing signs of reverse. Time travel. In fact, they just did an expedition up to Antarctica. I don't know if you heard about that one, where they had made a discovery that they were noticing that looks like particles were going up. Like instead of coming down, things were going up in Antarctica.
The neutrinos that's going up into the air from under Antarctica.
Yeah, they've got those giant water tanks in Antarctica where they're studying neutrinos. Yeah, and they noticed that some things, oddly enough, in Antarctica, things are going up. So not only are some things going left, they're going up. As in the other normal neutrinos are coming down. The rest of the globe are coming down and going to the right, which is normal because all particles go to the right.
There are a lot of theories about why that's happening, and the biggest one is that there was some kind of big iron meteor striking. The iron meteor is causing the neutrinos that's going up. But a lot of people think for a big giant UFO that's buried under the ice.
Well, we barely even understand what a neutrino is. So
explained them. They're in a wormhole.
Well, yeah, it's hard to explain. Like he says, it's up for debate on a lot of people's. We know what all the other shit is, but when it comes to neutrino, they just know they exist.
The standard model of physics with the standard particle model, you've got all these different particles that should exist that they can predict, like the graviton, which we can't find, but we're pretty sure exists. But the neutrino is not on that list because there's no theoretical basis to believe in a neutrino. But we know they exist because we can measure them, we see them. We just don't know exactly what they are. Yeah.
Well, they're trying to break apart. Well, what they're trying to do with the gravitron is, like all the other particles, nothing travels by itself.
Yeah.
So they find the freaking gravitron, the particle, they're going to find the other particles that go with it. And once you find them other particles that go with it, you examine them, you remove them, then you have anti-gravity. Once you break apart a gravitron, fuck.
Yeah.
If you break apart a gravitron, because gravity is time. Time and gravity are two bookends of the same freaking section.
Yep. Einstein.
So you break apart, they're trying to find a gravitron. Everyone's like, no, they're looking for this, looking for that. You nailed it right. No, they're looking for gravitrons, dude. Because you find a gravitron, they can make a mountain float. Anything go, because you break apart a gravitron, they capture a gravitron and then smash that bastard. Oh, hell no. You probably create a black hole. I mean, everything.
You're not wrong. Yeah, I mean, the graviton is the current holy grail of particle physics.
He's the holy grail. Do you want to dissect that one? What is that called? You guys know, what is that called? That Russian doll you keep taking apart over and over.
The Russian nesting doll. Yeah, the Patrishka.
Yeah. That's all particle fucking smashing is. It's that damn Russian doll.
It's just trying to get to the center.
We're trying to break it down and find the gravitron. And when they find the gravitron, we got it, dude. Plus this
All I
fucker.
said that was
Let's
how many.
open up this pinata, man. Once they open up that pinata of the Gravitron, they just opened up a wormhole. It's time. So
all I
yeah,
All I
Go
could
ahead.
think of when I said that was how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
30.
Yeah.
30.
We all
that's
know that.
CERN. That is exactly CERN right there.
That's
That's
what CERN's
exactly what
doing.
that is. Yeah, you get a hold of a Gravitron. Again, you split that pinata up, man. You boy, they're talking about how all these aliens are showing up. They're not really aliens; they're just interdimensionals. And they've already achieved that a long time ago. They've achieved that a long time ago. There's nothing left of them but fucking skin and bones and big ass heads with no personality, dry ass toast flying around in freaking toasters with no gravity. So it's like, you want to go there? Is that our destiny? Nah, man. I'd rather go out and get drunk, get laid, than go freaking anti-gravity shit and look like a little toaster, man. But yeah,
All right then.
that's what
Go to that party in the Nile with all the titties
I
hanging
really
out.
hope the little stringy great suckers they are not us from the future. I really hope that.
No, because they're made of synthetic synthetic flash. We do it now. We make it now. We make a synthetic flash. They're synthetic. I mean, they're synthetic fuckers.
I've got some skies.
They're little walking around robots made of synthetic flesh. They're not even.
No, they aren't. It's not true.
Yeah.
Well, some, yeah.
Rumors are not true. Leave me alone.
I mean, imagine a human culture that was completely wiped out and the only thing left alive was the freaking robots. So now you got these little fucking gray robots running around by themselves without a master.
I saw that movie.
Little synthetic robots with no masters. And now they're popping over here looking for a master. We don't have a master anymore. We're little synthetic little dolls flying around in a toaster.
Like Nomad.
They did what you talked about. They cracked that freaking gravity damn particle, and then they found that once you have anti-gravity, well, hell, what's left? You don't need no muscle. I mean, everything in your body will just, what do you call that, retrofeed or whatever, or whatever.
Atrophy.
Atrophy. Yeah, you'll atrophy. You'll become nothing but a little floating brain with no gravity. I mean, that's it. That's what humans will
people
turn
who go
into
to
with no
space,
gravity.
even for a week or two, suffer from muscle atrophy. They have to constantly be exercising. Almost.
Oh yeah, like you saw them just come back for the moon. Nobody was walking right away.
Yeah, they take
Did
they go back to the moon? I hadn't heard.
We didn't land on it though.
Yeah, but
I've been posting memes everywhere.
For a couple of weeks and lay in bed and get muscular atrophy.
Well, it's a smoke. So I saw the lab. I was raised with Mexican mechanics. There's a chemical signature, a chemical heat signature to every particle. Anything in a vehicle has a gasket. Every gasket has to adjust to the temperature of the surroundings it's in, like your transmission, your freaking gasket for your seals on your car. But when you go and look at the actual lamb, I'm like, these gaskets can withstand a heavy pressure at over 250 degrees in the fucking sunlight and negative 250 degrees just 2 seconds later. This thing would crack. This thing would implode. This would not make it into a fucking vacuum of space. Not with these gaskets, not with the equipment inside of it. And I worked at the Aerospace Museum. And I'm like, this came from NASA. This was on a ship. Give me 2 seconds with my lighter, and this is not 250 degrees, and I will burn this gasket. It can't go into space. So I don't know, man. I mean, I used to be a NASA fanboy until I actually worked at the places and going, oh no.
When I was at Space Camp and they took us in to see the lunar landers and stuff, and it's like they were supposed to be exact replicas of the stuff they landed on the moon with. I felt like when I went inside of it, I felt like I was in one of them Jiffy popcorn things. I was like, really? They went to the moon in this?
I worked in the shuttle. I worked in all of them, and I had to keep my mouth shut. You can't say too much. You know, everyone's like, you know, seriously, dude, this ain't been a space, man. Well, the first fucking thing you okay, here's a quick story. I don't want to take up. So when people deliver, like when people drop things off at a museum, especially an aerospace museum, a lot of them will bring these gauges from World War II airplanes. All the gauges in World War II airplanes have a radium. They have a radiation. That's why they glow at night. They don't have to worry about them being backlit because they're radioactive. So when you were receiving an artifact, we're like, whoa, you have what? We've got gauges and we got this. Whoa, back up with the gauges. We go grab the rad meter. Don't open your trunk, man. And that fucking rad meter goes off. No, you got radiation in there, dude. You can't be driving around with no freaking, you know, those things gave a lot of pilots cancer. I mean, a lot of pilots died of cancer. Like, how did they die of cancer? From the freaking gauges, man. But nobody will talk about that. But when you get these things that come in from NASA, so this has been in space. They just hand it to you. Well, get the rad meter out. There's no radiation on it. It ain't been nowhere but a fucking closet. I mean, this hasn't been in space. There's no radiation on it. Everything in space is radiation. Anything going past the Van Allen belt is fucking radiation. So we have like these space suits, and I'm like, they're like just holding them. You know, everyone has the gloves. I'm like, can't hold a space suit that's been on the moon. It's radioactive. It's highly radioactive. No rad meter. I guess just put it on display. Obviously, NASA sent it, so it was into space. No, it wasn't. Nothing that NASA ever said had any radioactive. Nothing had radiation on it that was in space. We sold it like it was in space, but nothing. A thin piece of plastic between you and the fucking guest that comes in and looks at it. Oh, look, this was on the moon. Nah, man. We had a moon rock on display. I said that moon rock would be highly radioactive, and anybody in the whole area would be radiated.
I'm not sure just how radioactive that would be, but I do know
very radioactive.
I do know for a fact that I'm 99% sure we really went to the moon in the 60s because the Russians watched us through telescopes and tracked us all the way to the moon and back. If we had attempted to take it, the Russians would have been the first ones to rat that out.
Yeah, it's not that. In fact, you were right. All that stuff came through. That's what everybody's talking about and says. But when you come right down to the actual investigative equipment, well, a rad meter will tell you if it was up there or not. That's it. I mean, anything going up past a certain point, you just put a rad meter on it. Oh, the rad meter's reading this number, so that means it was up in radiation. If it don't hit anything on the rad meter, no, this thing was not exposed to anything out there. I mean, there's no atmosphere after a certain point, and the sun hits it. The sun hits it, that is pure fucking particle galore. I mean, that is the money shot all over that freaking thing. That thing's radioactive.
Yeah.
So, all I'm saying is the evidence. Oh yeah, time travel. Yeah, a lot of people say if you just go up there past a certain point, you just go through time. You don't actually go anywhere. You don't go to other planets. You go through time. There's another, but you know, there's a lot of time anomalies here.
And then everybody
you got to remember what happened to that guy in Planet of the Apes. You know, he went up in space, come back, and monkeys took over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know you can go through time here on the planet. I mean, did that. But Eric's like, you weren't lying. I said, told you, dude.
Oh, just so people know, when he says Eric, he's talking about his brother, not
me.
Eric.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that. My little brother, Eric. Gypsy Road. There you go, Gypsy Road. Yeah, no, he went through a little bit of a shock with that one.
I'm sure.
He quite recovered. Go ahead.
Yeah, there's two Bobs. Yeah.
I was going to say we had two Bobs, and now we have two Erics.
Yeah, we have a.
Sarah, you have to change your name to Danny now.
No. No, I just
Danny California. You know, just like the Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
We had like Dave's for a while. Remember everybody was Dave, you know?
Oh yeah.
But any questions about? Yeah, well, time travel. We're doing time travel. We're doing the whole thing for time travel.
Ostensibly.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about the greatest time travel movie ever made, 12 Monkeys.
Time Machine.
Yeah.
That is a good movie.
I like
Yeah. 12 Monkeys. Yeah, he went back to try to stop them from spreading a virus that wipes out the human race on the top side. Yeah. Then the whole thing was changed. Everything changed at the end. Again, it's a tangent universe. It's not the original.
Actually, not when it didn't. Like nothing changed. He didn't actually fix anything.
No, he didn't fix anything because
Right.
He
Yeah,
walked around
it's-
and he was
it's
an
a loop.
observer, taking samples.
a lot of philosophy and like Eric, you're Eric, right?
That's me. Yes.
The old idea of there's a movie. Oh God, Final Destination. Final
Yes.
Destination is a great philosophy for that whole idea of the universe will correct itself,
right.
recalculate, and fix itself. There is evidence of that. There is a lot of people that wholeheartedly, mostly a sense of faith on that one, because the universe will correct itself.
Well, I'll be
something
glad when the
comes-
universe corrects itself around here, but
When something comes
If
from
this
the
is the correct
future,
universe, I don't want to know what the incorrect universe is.
if something comes from the future to the past, you got either two philosophies. Either you go to a tangent universe, which means it don't fucking matter what you do,
Yeah, the
you ain't changing
multi-worlds
yours.
interpretation. Yeah.
The multiverse, or if you go back to the linear perspective idea that you're going back to your own, and if you go back to your own timeline on a linear level, then you're faced with the movie Final Destination. Then you're facing physics. It's like you're not supposed to be here, and your car's gonna catch fire. Oh, I'm supposed to go kill the president, and I can't do it because every time I get
Yikes.
close, somebody trips me, or I gotta take a hellacious shit now. What did I eat at that cafe? I'm supposed to go do this and that in
Wait,
5
time
minutes,
travel.
and then you're sitting on a toilet for 20 minutes, and the universe did it to you to keep you from being where you're supposed to be. It slows you down.
The TV
Universal
show Lost had a
burned down
really
my
good.
house yesterday. It was
Yeah.
not good.
See, there you go. It's because you're traveling through time too much.
Yeah.
Right? I was watching Emergency, time traveling to my past, and next thing I
And
know,
so-
the house nearly burned down.
The linear idea, which is what Eric kind of focusing on.
That's what my book is about.
Yeah, and it goes a lot hand in hand with religion. And I know that sounds fucking weird, but
No, it's
in
all
all
about free will.
religions-
and all that, Yeah.
all religion has the same. If you took it all down, boiled it down to its freaking, just get rid of this, get rid of that garbage, get rid of this, fuck this fucking flying dragon. Okay, what do you have left? What do you got left? It is written. If you go down to the basics of anything in Islam, it is written. So that means no matter what you do, it's going to recalculate and fix the problem. It is always written. It's a novel. It's supposed to end this way.
The
You're
word's
supposed to end this way. It doesn't matter what you do. You can get close to something. You're almost there. And then all of a sudden, a damn meteor hits you on the head. You know, you ain't going to make it. It ain't going to let you do it. You can't change anything. You go back to kill your grandfather. Grandfather, put the gun at him. I'm going to prove it wrong. Pulls the trigger, and what? It blows up in your face. It somehow got backfired in your face. You're freaking dead. Can't do it.
The TV show Lost had a really good metaphor where it was like the time is a flowing river, and anything you try to do to change it is just like throwing a rock into the river. The river will just go
You
around
can't
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what if when you shot the guy, you disappeared and everything from that moment on changed because you were never born because you went back and killed your grandpa and then you disappeared?
That's like that movie, The Butterfly Effect, where the whole
Yeah.
point was it would be a better world if what's his name? I can't remember the actor's
Ashton
name.
Kutcher did
Ashton
yeah,
Kutcher was never born. Yeah, that's
Yes,
the whole
it
point
would be. Like, yeah, this is true.
Ultimately, that's his decision.
Yeah.
You know?
He goes back in time
Yeah.
and kills himself in the womb. What the hell?
Yeah, he punked himself. It was great.
It's not a fun movie, but
No,
I
not really.
love in Slaughterhouse-Five where the Trump-Famidorians say, "Okay, you see those mountains over there? They're the same mountains they were yesterday, right? They're the same mountains tomorrow. That's time." And it's really what it all, as you were saying, Rob. It's just a giant reset button. You can't wake up one day and decide I'm going to flatten the mountains. Not going to happen.
It could happen.
But in
Something's gonna
theory, you could
backfire.
go to an alternate reality where the mountain has already been fired.
Yeah, then you go to the tangent universe reality where you can do whatever the hell you want.
Oh
but then
no,
it
not
don't
that
matter.
again.
Yeah, well, then it don't matter.
It's the other form of time travel, you know.
Yeah, if you go back to your own linear line, then you got to follow the laws. It's all the laws. It's you're fighting. You're going upstream. You're going up heavy stream. But if you go to the tangent universe, then you can do whatever the hell you want. I mean, the laws don't apply to you.
Exactly.
You know.
Yes.
The one question I
Isn't that
had,
LA?
I heard somebody describe that because it would be an infinite number of universes. It would be like hopping off a merry-go-round and then hopping back on. So because you're coming, it's the same merry-go-round, it's the same ride. You're just on a different horse.
Yeah.
How would you ever get back to the original horse, though? That's the part I don't figure out. How could you ever get back to your original universe?
Hey, Pons, they made a whole TV show about this called Sliders.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what,
yeah.
that's what they're trying to do. So, but is it theoretically possible, or is it pointless to even try? Is my question.
He's asking
Oh,
because
for
he's in this reality.
Apparently, judging from the show, it's pointless to try to get back to your own universe.
I think you just got to accept where you are.
Yeah, you can get back once you die. I mean, then you
reset?
you reset. You're back to scratch again. You died. You're back to square one. And the old theory goes that you can only go as far back as the device that sent you there to begin with. So if Eric built a device today, a time machine today, and then his great grandson wanted to go back in time using the same technology that Eric built, well, he can only go as far back as the time that Eric built it.
Yeah.
So he'll go back and say, whoa, you're my great grandfather from way back, and you built the original time machine. He can't go past that point. There's nothing there for him to go past to.
That's good.
Now, if somebody 1 million to 2 million years ago built a time machine, like presently we're all sitting around right now, somebody found a time machine that was built 2 to 3 million years ago, well, then you can get in that time machine and go back 2 or 3 million years ago when it was built. But if Eric builds one now, if I jumped into his time machine, I'll probably get back. I'll go back 1 day to where Eric built it. Oh man, that's as far as I go. You're like, yeah, I just built it, dude.
Well,
I
actually
built it today.
I actually
Like that
made a
movie,
video
Trimmer.
of Tug time traveling, so I released it today.
Yeah,
so
I don't
you don't
know
watch
how
that
to
after
time
the
travel.
show. No, we
probably-
found your toilet machine in the cave of wonders.
Well, you also have to take. People don't think about this. You also got to take in consideration that the Earth is moving. It's moving. No, it's moving.
Yes,
it's not just spinning in a
It's
circle.
not just rotating around the sun. The whole solar system is moving.
Yeah,
The galaxy
It's
is
moving.
Yeah.
So if I'm right here,
Spock was having problems with this.
yeah, and so if I'm right here and I want to jump back 50 years, well, I might not just make it on the Earth. I might just, I'm in space.
Yeah,
Where's
exactly.
the Earth at? It's way over there.
It'd be light years away.
Yeah, because it's moving. So but again, it depends on the machine. So again, hypothetical. They went to Iraq. Back in the day. I was in Iraq. I'm a vet. I was in the military. So back in Iraq, you find the time machine that they built 3 million years ago. Holy shit, dude! This is a time machine they made 3 million years ago. Now, if I accessed into that machine, I can go back 3 million years using that machine when it was made 3 million years ago. So I'm waking up 3 million years in the past using the device they made 3 million years ago. Because you only go as far back as with the time that device was made. So Eric making one presently ain't gonna do us any good unless you want to go back 2-3 days. But if they built it several million years ago, you'll go back to that one. And that's
Well,
linear.
it gets even more complicated if you're using the wormhole method, where like you have two ends. You actually create a wormhole and you put one end
Yeah.
of the wormhole at like a high gravity place where time moves slower, and then you put the other one out in outer space where time is set in a faster speed. And then over time, both of them are going into the future, but they're going into the future at different rates. So at some point, you can actually use the wormhole to travel through time, but you can't actually go all the way back unless you're like looped through it, like feedback, you know? Yeah.
That's not how it worked in the TV show, The Time Tunnel.
No, not at all.
You're really grabbing at straws for points of reference. No offense, my brother. Well,
the cool thing about life is it's all hypothetical. Nothing really exists and nothing's really true anyway. There's no real laws because laws are just invented at the time you just invented them. So
it's all a simulation anyway.
Yeah, right. It's all it depends on what your perception is and what you want to do. I mean,
I feel like this whole night hasn't been real at all. It's wow.
Yeah, you're going into the whole simulation philosophy of it don't matter because it's all fake anyway. Everything is just what a perception of what humans want. And like anything and everything that's created as a god is just an egregore that people want. So I want a god and I also want a devil. So let's create one together. God is sitting on a cloud with a white fluffy hair and the devil has horns like a cow. You just invented it. It's an egregore. And eventually it'll probably come true over time. Depends on what you want to invent. All gods are
possible will happen. Yeah.
Yeah. They're all egregores anyway. So no matter what it is, it's all a perception of a human, whatever we want to happen. You want religion to happen? Cool. You want a miracle to happen? Absolutely. It'll happen if enough people believe in it. I mean, they even did experiments where like a large group of people said, I want it to rain today. And they all got together and said some weird chanting that rain today. And oddly enough, they say it rained. I'm like,
it rained here.
Right?
Reindeer, this morning it poured rain so hard I thought that we were going to start having flooding.
Well, that's what I have. It's water here. It's all standing water right now. I'm in Fresno, so
It's California.
Night crawlers.
I think California is getting another one of them atmospheric rivers this week.
Yeah, it's El Nino or El Nino. Who fucking knows? It always repeats itself every year. It's the same story. Either it's an El Nino or El Nino, or we go blow up Iraq or Iran. That's right. Yeah, it's an El Nino or El Nino, or we bomb Iran, or what's the other rotational one, or another Kardashian had something
confused.
fall off.
That's the other rotational one. It's just I'm confused.
Life is rinse and repeat. It's nothing fucking new. I'm like, it's a rinse and repeat situation. Everywhere I go, it don't matter. Yeah. Don't matter what I do or what I say. As long as I don't go to prison for whatever I do, just keep yourself out and just live your repeat life.
Well, Dr. Wu, I want to thank you for coming today.
Sure.
I swear.
It's been one of the most interesting shows I think we've ever done.
It's definitely different.
Nice.
You definitely blinded us all with science.
Or something.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Nothing I say. I make it all up.
And one day in the near future, you'll have to come back and hang out with us again. And
we'll do it like a couple weeks ago.
Time travel movies that day.
We have to have a theme though, like a theme. We have to be like a
travel.
Well, like a bee. No, we have to dress up. We have to dress up like characters from like a movie or something.
Our name's not
Jack. No, I used to go on parties. We'd have a party, like we go a bunch of guys together and say, "What do you guys want to go out and party and do?" We're all going to be bee cowboys. So everyone's wearing bee cowboy, stupid, like cactuses, cactus. And what's that?
Dr. Wood, I've had enough of that dress up stuff. I was on a live stream yesterday with the big rabbit from Donnie Darko.
And then he turned into a Teletubby.
Oh, that sounds.
I was on that stream, yes.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I prefer not to do live streams with furries.
Nice.
But we will get Tug wearing fishnets soon.
I'm not wearing fishnets on the internet. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
Look,
for my wife only.
Get already.
Hundreds of rabbit splashbacks. Hundreds of people splashbacks.
Yeah, they're all doing the furry thing now. Back in my time, we just put a bag over her head. I was like, you don't have to put a whole fucking outfit on. Just put a bag on your head. That's all. But now they gotta wear like a dog's face or a cat's fluffy ass face and all kind. No, we just put paper bags on their heads. That's how simple that was.
So, Dr. Wu, are you going live after this?
Yeah, I gotta take a hellacious piss and then I'm gonna take a massive bong rip. But yeah, I'll do a live tonight. I mean, I'm already outside. I've already got beer. Hell, I'm already got a buzz on. I'll just pass out right here.
I'll pass out. I'll check you out.
Yeah, I'll pass out on camera tonight out here.
That's normal.
I almost bet on it.
Yeah,
I could do many a time where I'm like, no, he just like disappeared. He never came back. And then the next time he's like, and then I fell asleep in the weirdest position over here. And you're like, oh, that's
I fell asleep on the bush over there. I fell asleep on camera. He didn't come back. I've passed out over there by half a tree. Still have my dick in my hand.
You ain't got nothing on Sarah. I watched her sleep on live stream for 8 hours.
Hell yeah. Why not? What else you got going on?
For 20 hours. And I've done many things for months at a time. Oh yeah.
And it confuses the matrix. It confuses the whole AI matrix thing. When you act like something completely different, like I don't understand why this person is acting this weird. Like I can't get into his head or her head. It's be that person. Always confuse everything.
We've run past our time, so I guess it's about time to wrap this up, guys.
Yeah. Thank you for being our guest, Mr. Wu.
I'm very hungry.
Dr. Wu.
And Dr. Wu, we look forward to the next time you visit with us. We'll get in touch.
Sure. We'll have a great conversation. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get the email I sent you?
Make sure you promote your book, dude. You hold your book
Paradox.
up.
Paradox.
There you go. Sell your damn book.
It is available on Amazon.
There you go.
Right now. It has been for a long time. And I do have another book coming out later this year.
About caves.
Just have to write the last chapter.
Absolutely. There you go. Absolutely.
I heard I died 2 times in it.
I always try to support people like that. Dude, get your damn book out there.
Absolutely. McGill.
Just remember, when you're writing that last chapter of the new book, in the very last part of it, Thrash and Dan show up and save everybody.
I'll think about it. Yeah. Let's see if it matches the tone.
An alternate ending.
Yes.
In the universe.
All right. So before we end here, I'd just like to say thanks for everybody for coming, everybody in chat, everybody who participated, everybody on the panel. Thank you. And we will see you maybe Wednesday with UFO Band Live. We're trying to get the guests to commit, so we'll see. And otherwise, we'll see you Thursday where we talk about all the nonsense there. And
we'll be back with this show. We'll be back with this show in 2 weeks.
Next week I'm solo. Looking forward to seeing you all there.
Oh yeah. All right. So I'm going to end now.
Please.
Bye-bye.
Push the button.
Bye.
Show with Pons and Dan in a TV flow. Geeks for sure with tales to tell. Every Sunday is pretty swell. Good times here, you'll want some more. Remember days you can't ignore. Kids and family, friends so dear. Join us now, the crew is here. On the artifact, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh go. Sunday fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, so revere. From days gone by, epic moments never die. Internet was such a blast. Fun with friends, let's make it last. Time to laugh and time to chat. Geek out hard and that's a fact. Sarah's here to add the spice. Memories that feel so nice. Love me on it, save the world with Sarah at their side. Oh go. Sunday fun with joy and cheer. Flip side, flip, so revere. Fun with friends, let's make it last. Time to laugh and time to chat. Geek out hard and that's a fact. Sarah's here to add the spice. Memories that feel so nice. Like the art of the save the world.